This is part, I don't know, of the truck build. I think it's 8, maybe, I don't know. So after this throwing the clips, we got the drive shaft painted it in. Looks great. Haven't touched anything since the last video on the motor as far as since we did the motor mounts, but let it change right now. So you see we got a hole here. That's for the oil cooler. And if you see right here, we have our front timing cover and all that fun stuff. So Saturday or Sunday, we'll be taking care of this, getting this resealed, fresh RTV seal around that, fresh seal here, or fresh front main seal here. Tomorrow morning, or sometime tomorrow, this will be in the gaskets for this. So this will be covered, this will be taken care of, and then what's left is just some wiring, and then this is ready to be started, just about. Besides, we need to get powder coated, so we're getting there. So yesterday we got the rear drive shaft ready to go in, or ready to paint it, sorry. Now we're gonna get tape off, that off, and get this ready to go in. And then we can use park instead of having to tire chuck the truck every time we move it around, whether it be outside, inside, whatever. So rear drive shaft in, and while I had the stuff out, I tightened up the V-band here, have that angle aimed down, that way it looks better from the top of the engine bay. And then back here, I learned I need to tighten up rear shocks, bottom, just the top's done. And then I need to get these in. When we painted these, we didn't mask these off, and there's paint on the inside, so they don't want to go in. So I had to take care of that. And then I need to put the brake lines in. And then I need to paint that side, back side of the drum. And then it's just got a new diff cover. And then rear end's done and looking good. So that means at that point, roughly from the transmission back is done. So that being said, we need to prep, clean, and paint this now. She's obviously kind of dirty, kind of nasty, so get her cleaned up and get her ready to go for tomorrow. So we got this piece, then there's also that piece right there. I don't know if you can see it well on camera, but the backer part goes there. So you have gasket, this, and then after that you have a gasket between that and this, and then you have a bunch of 10 millimeter bolts, and then here where your fuel or oil filter goes, sorry, I almost said fuel filter. I run cat filters, and then that is my adapter to my supply line to my turbo. I upgraded mine to a fleece line, so it sits, if it wants to cooperate, it'll sit like that roughly when it's done. I didn't like the factory one. This fleece one looks a lot better, has nicer ends. I like this. And I also have the fleece drain line too. So fleece supply and drain line on the turbo with my Smeding 366 turbo that everyone says Smeding's junk. No shaft play, no bad problems. I've used this turbo. It has 20+ thousand miles on it. It's seen 1800 to 2000 degrees EGT temp. I've seen flames out of the old hood stack, so that turbo's taking a beating. Everyone that says Smeding's junk doesn't have one of these on there, which I need to replace that line after I destroyed it. So that's where we're at here. Turbo wise, exhaust wise, we're good. We just need to get some exhaust for here before the cab goes on. That's a must. And then we also are going to start working on getting some cover brackets for this cab while we're in this video. So for cab cover brackets, we have to make one to cover this, the hole for the old manual swap that someone did. And then over here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 holes over here we got to plug. And then I'm probably going to try to get this off potentially, I don't know. Then this can all be painted. This will be painted the bottom color of my two-tone. That's all stuff I need to get working on in this video because 2 months this is at its first show. Whether or not it runs and drives, who knows. but its first show is in 2 months either way. So we're gonna get it as far as we can. And yeah, we got some stuff to do with the rear end still. A little bit of bolt work here, a couple of bolts just need to be tightened, finalized, all that. So rear end's almost done. It's mainly just here up, and a lot of it's going to be in this transmission too soon. You'll see that soon enough. So to clean this and get ready for paint, we're going to be using, this is Purple Power. It's just a different spray bottle because ran out of this Purple Power I've been using. So we're going to clean this all cleaned up, get this all painted. We're going to be using high temp paint, which I have up here. We're using Stops Rust, but this one says 1200 degrees. Everything else says 400, so this should do better. I mean, I don't foresee this thing anywhere near those temps, but we're going to paint it, clear coat it, and that'll match the engine. So that's the goal here. Got all cleaned up, ready for paint. We got that taped off, that taped off, two things we need taped off. So I'll let that dry for a minute after I just washed it, and then start spraying some paint. So I'm gonna get the paint can, start shaking that, and when that should be good, and we'll be good to go. Okay, so this is how I'm painting these parts for the motor that are not like the powder coated parts. So like this, where the coolant goes in, all that kind of stuff. 2 to 3 light coats of black, and then 1 really heavy coat, medium to heavy coat everywhere. And I'll let that sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Then we'll get some clear on it, but you can already see it's very shiny, so it works. It definitely works. So that's my method. That's how I'm painting all these accessory pieces that we're not powder coating. Make them look good, but also last. So, okay, well, she's all clear coated now. A couple coats of clear, a couple medium coats. Look at that shine. I don't know if it's big on my camera, but that's got a nice shine to it. So that's ready to go. Oh, I gotta touch that up. My freaking zip tie hit it. Damn it. Well, we're gonna fix that. Okay, you can see she is now clear coated. Let's see if we can see the shine on the camera. I don't know if you can see it, but it's very shiny. So looks pretty good. That's after 2 medium coats of clear. So tomorrow, when Snapper emails me my gaskets in or calls me, we'll pick that up and get this thrown onto the truck. For here you can see all the bolts are nice and clean. So we spray the Purple Power into this cup, and then let that sit around. We mixed around with this detailing brush that I use for cleaning this hardware. Put that in there, mix it all up, you know, going around in it. Not a lot. I didn't put a lot of this in there, just a little bit. Then you go in there, stir it around with this, and then I went over to the hose and put water in, swish them around, kept doing that until the water was pretty clean. Then I come in, take a microfiber and clean the bolts, the threads out, the nuts out. So that's an old bolt, but it doesn't look bad at all. So she's good to go. That's how we're cleaning the bolts. So we got hardware for this clean. I had to clean the hardware for fan clutch now. We got to clean the hardware for thermostat housing at some point. Not like that's powder coated yet. Got to clean this one. This is the timing cover gasket, or timing cover bolts. We also have the harmonic balancer bolts. So gotta get all those clean this weekend, because everything but this one bag for the thermostat housing will be in hopefully this weekend or middle of the week. We'll see. Okay, guys. So for the motor, we're gonna powder coat all this stuff. So these are just 5 of about 10-inch pieces we're doing, and we're gonna powder coat them. But to guarantee that this matches the suspension, we're just gonna paint them. And also, like, this turbo won't be on forever. I already know that. Want to go to high mount, which means I need a new turbo, which means that this is get replaced, and it's also smetting. I want something different. When you do the high mount, you need a new boost tube out of it, so that needs replaced when that gets replaced. Well, at that point, then I'll replace this. Not a fan of the stock one, but I don't feel like buying a new one right now, so we're just gonna paint the stock one, run the stock one for a little while. And that's just the cover, that's just the holder for the alternator that you would see over right there. And then we also have the grid here delete plate and my intake horn we got to do. So I'm gonna get those taken care of, sandblasted. Then we got my out of the turbo, and then the valve cover. The valve cover, I'd love to get a new one down the road. So we're gonna paint it and leave it for now. I want to either do a 6.7 valve cover / 5.9 valve cover or something different. So we're gonna do that for now, and then I'll take care of this. So we're gonna get these are primed now. We're gonna do our coat, and then we're gonna hopefully get this painted purple tonight. So that's where we're at right now. So oil cooler is on, and same with the feed line to the turbo for oil. Did have a problem yesterday. So when I ordered the one from Napa, the one I ordered was for 2003 to newer Cummins. Apparently, the only years that are different is the 98.5 to 02. So if you are looking for said part number from these people, here you go. Went right in, works super well. So you got that in just a bunch of 10 millimeter bolts. So got all that done. Looks super good. And yeah, so that's in. So to add to me learning new things in this truck, first time using a paint gun was today. I'm going to show you the parts I did first, and then I'm going to show you guys the two-tone color we're doing on the truck. So this is my dad's old paint gun he used about 15 years ago painting his car. So obviously it works. Today it wouldn't work for me. I had to clean it. We're all good now. Spray's really good. So we messed around for a little bit with some cleaner, and then we went to some on the wall a little bit. You know, this top area is where it looked good. That was just me still messing with it. So we got the turbo housing, the front of the turbo painted. Looks super good. We got, this is the cold side intercooler pipe. That looks super good. We have the elbow for the thermostat housing. That looks super good. We have the top plate for the alternator. That looks super good. We have the hot side for the intercooler. That looks super good as well. And then this, which came out absolutely phenomenal, is my intake horn. So all that's been painted today. We'll let that sit overnight, rest of the day overnight, and then we'll take it off in the morning and install what we can. And then what we have left is we have the grid heater delete plate. We have the elbow out of the turbo, out of the hot side. And then we have valve core to do. And I guess I just flashed it. So here's the two-tone we're going with. Plum Crazy Purple on top. This is not the silver or gray we're using on the bottom. This was just what I had laying around to get an idea. So this is chrome silver, they call it, but we're gonna be using Dodge triple nickel there. The silver on the new Hellcat. So it'll be, you know, Hellcat Plum Crazy Purple on top, and then Hellcat triple nickel on the bottom. That's the color scheme we're doing with the truck. So wait till the whole truck is that color. It'll look super good. And I think we're gonna do our two-tone line here. So the whole front bumper will be whatever color we do here. Here up will be here, but then the tail lights, we have to do half and half. So this bottom section here you can see is in that. So we'll do my line right here. And that'll be our line we'll split down the whole way. So looks super good. And then today we're also going to be getting my front main seal on. So we just got this done this morning, the oil cooler, and then today we're going to be doing this front main seal. So you'll see that when it's done. Right here we have our timing cover case. So freshly painted black, high temp black paint. Then we have, here's my new front main seal. That is the part number for it. That's what we're using. And then to seal the cover to the block, or the timing adapter thing, we're going to use this high temp, a gasket maker, not high temp, but gasket maker oil resistant. So we're going to use this. I know how to problem using that for this seal. So we're going to use that. And then that goes up here. And then there's freshly clean bolts, all 10 mils. So yeah, all that's put on today. So I'm going to get this scraped up, make sure this is a nice clean surface. And I got to make sure when I'm doing this that we have a way to put that there. And then I don't think there's another one on here, so we're gonna just do the one there. So we're gonna get that started now. We're back over the truck. We have the upper alternator piece back in. It looks super, upper alternator bracket back in. It looks super good. We're gonna slap the thermostat housing in next. That's just 3 bolts right there. on top, so we're gonna get that in next, and then I think that's all we're gonna do for now. We're waiting on these pieces to dry. Right now we got valve cover, looks super good in purple. Intake horn, or sorry, not intake horn, intake grid heater plate, delete plate, whatever you want to call it. Then we got the turbo elbow out of the end of the turbo, and that connects into the hot side of the intercooler piping, which is that one there. Editing this video now, and I realized I did not show everything we did. So we got the turbo here, the elbow out of the turbo, and the hot side intercooler pipe, alternator bracket, elbow for the coolant, valve cover, grid heater delete plate, intake horn, and cold side intercooler piping. So that's what we did as far as the motor, and it looks insane. So we still got to finish the front ends. We've failed 2 more times trying to reseal this, so hopefully this weekend we get that. We get the harmonic balancer on, fan on, run my catch can, because I need to put a line from here, the return back into the motor now. And then yeah, so that's where this is at. We're then coming over here. Started cleaning the bed out of the truck, so got interior pieces here. I need to decide if we're painting this the purple, or we're gonna do my 2-tone color for that, as well as for this. So those need to be decided. And then let's work on the cab, which we're getting there. We're getting a lot closer to getting ready to do the cab now. So thank you guys. Next video should be out next Thursday, 4 o'clock Central Time. So